Right, this is take two because I screwed up the other one. Hello and welcome to season 3, episode 7 of Shooter Ready, the GBPRA podcast. And as this is the first podcast of the year 2024, everybody at the GBPRA would like to wish you a happy new year. Guys, hello and welcome. I'm joined today by 4 of my teammates on the GBPRA Executive Committee. So I thought we'd just do a quick round of introductions. So we'll start with our chairman. Jack, would you like to introduce yourself?
So Jack Crawford, I'm the chairman of the GBPRA.
Excellent. Everybody pretty much knows us all by now, but
I think so. Yeah.
You might have a few new listeners on Spotify and a few new watchers on YouTube, so why not? Andre, you're next on my screen. Do you want to go introduce yourself?
Yeah, okay. Andre Mills, the GBPRA treasurer, and shooter.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah, I'm Steve Shorter. I'm the GBPRA membership secretary and shooter as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. And Adam.
I'm Adam Sinfield. I'm the GBPRA secretary. I've got no interest in shooting at all. I'm just here for fun.
And I'm Christian Westcoff. I'm the host of Shooter Ready, well, the usual host, and I'm the GBPRA media officer. And we couldn't be joined tonight by Simon Armstrong, our vice chairman. So, yeah, you've only got the 5 of us tonight, unfortunately. Right, on tonight's show, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be doing a recap of the PR22 season and the finale that was shot at the weekend. We're then going to talk a little bit about PR22 in 2024 because it's a very important year for us in regards to 22 long rifle, precision rifle, because we've got a qualification campaign for the next World Championships, and we've also got some exciting news that I won't spoil in the intro. We'll talk about that in a moment. I thought, and after that, we're going to talk a little bit about your Great Britain team that's going to be representing the nation at the IPRF World Championships of Precision Rifle in Colorado in the USA this coming September. So without further ado, I would like to open up first of all by congratulating, and I know he's going to be embarrassed now, by congratulating Andre Mills on being our season champion for PR22. Well done, Andre. Everybody's got, yeah. Go on, round of applause. Round of applause. Look at the embarrassment.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Gone red.
As per normal.
There was no suspicious maths whatsoever.
Yeah, well, your math is always suspicious. So.
Well done, mate, on being our season champion. And I know that it's been a long season, and you battled hard for it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that season went for you?
Yeah, it's honestly been a season of mixed results. I think started off the season really well. Felt really strong, very confident. Actually going into the PR22 World Championships feeling very confident. Unfortunately, I didn't have a really good result there. And since then, I think it's kind of been a mental block for me because all my results since then have not been brilliant. Like I said, I'm quite happy with having done it 2 years in a row. I think that kind of puts the icing on the cake for me. But definitely would have wanted to end the year in better form than I am now. But still really happy. I mean, really not putting a downer on it, but I'm truthfully just thinking of it objectively rather than just praising myself. But it's been a tough year. I mean, this year, because of the PR22 World Championships, the interest in 22 rimfire precision rifle shooting has skyrocketed. I mean, we've seen massive amounts of interest, new affiliate clubs, new people on the line, and it being an affordable entry into the sport, I think it is the way to go, and it's understandable that we should get the most growth out of the 22 scene. Everybody else has taken it a lot more seriously. I think last year it was more of the a fun outlet for most of us that shot full bore. I think this year it's definitely taken on a new perspective with being a lot more competitive, a lot more time being spent, a lot of people spending a lot of money on new kit, trying to get the newest and hottest thing out there. And it's also pushing innovation. You know, we're learning a lot with some of the new stuff that's being done with 2-2 rimfire, which makes it very exciting for the future. Really actually looking forward to this year as well. There's a lot on the horizon for this year, but really looking forward to this year's rimfire matches. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes at the moment.
Well, congratulations once again. And you do raise a very interesting point there about this past season, because you're right, it has been massively competitive. And, you know, the amount of investment people have been putting into 2-2 shooting with just with their time, the gear, the rifles, everything around it. It's just been great to see. And I don't know who can answer this question, but how many shooters did we have compete with scores of getting into the national leaderboard last year?
180.
180 shooters. I mean, the growth in that sport from what it was just a year before that has been astronomical, really.
I think Andre hit the nail on the head with the main point. I think people are really starting to recognize it as a sport in its own right, rather than just a feeder series or practice. It is a legit precision rifle competition in its own right, particularly. And I think Italy highlighted that, and speaking to a lot of the shooters there, where there's more limits on space, more limits on ammo, price, etc. It's, as Andre said, you know, it's the main way that most people can shoot precision rifle regularly, and not just seeing it as a feeder or, you know, the little baby to full bore, but it stands alone. And you know, the growth of affiliates, etc. Hopefully that will keep going.
Yeah, and in some regard, this past season, 2023, we've seen some people sort of specialising in centrefire. We've also seen some people specialising in 2-2, and then obviously, you know, a lot of people that are doing both. But you're right; it just seemed to have come into its own right in terms of a sport in itself.
Yeah, I think that just the availability of ranges makes it so much more accessible as well. And like you say, yes, there's a slightly group of people deciding mainly to prioritize rimfire or prioritize the full bore, you know, the full bore shooting. And it's horses for courses, isn't it? It's just whatever they feel that their budget allows or their interest allow. You know, a lot of people don't like full bore because it's extremely noisy. It's always difficult to get practice done. So, you know, PR22 is just a lot more fun and a lot more accessible.
Yeah, it was something we recognised in the first year of the GBPRA, that if we wanted to really expand the sport around the country, then leveraging on 2-2 as a discipline would be the way forward. That's why we set up the affiliate scheme.
Yeah.
And you know, our affiliate scheme now, I mean, Adam, but I think if we got a, I don't know, Adam or Jack, somebody could answer this, but I'm sure we've had an inquiry from a club like very far up in the north of Scotland, and then and then we've got like down on the south coast as well.
Yeah, and in Northern Ireland I think we have 2 now in Northern Ireland. So, you know, literally every single corner of the UK, which is brilliant. It's amazing.
And we're getting more and more inquiries, aren't we, Jack? I mean, we were speaking at the weekend. I've had a couple over the last couple of weeks. I know you've had a couple more. So it's actually covering the width and breadth of the country, whereas the full bore is still really limited in the places that it can be done, largely because of geography, not because of anything else. So
I think another factor is the fact that the 2-2s, generally a lot of them are just one-day matches as well, so it makes it a bit more, it's easier, isn't it, really, for family orientated and stuff like that. It's trying to get away for a full weekend with the expense, nightmare sometimes. So yeah, I think that's definitely helping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that'll lead on nicely to how it's going to be this year. There'll be some matches that'll just be a morning or an afternoon, so it will be quite easy to get involved in.
So before we move on to sort of 2024, do you want to just explain to everybody how the 2023 season was organised and run, I guess, in the lead up to the World Championships and then ultimately into the domestic final that we had just the other weekend?
Oh, where to start? That's. I mean, we didn't really have much time to prepare for the 2023. I mean, we sort of got the whole qualification from the IPRF given to us. I think it was like February or January, wasn't it? We pretty much had to launch straight into the year, and I think we did an all right job. I think we did quite a good job considering. We ended up running it through the affiliate, so we sort of always had an affiliate program where people can do matches that we do qualifiers for. So we send out a qualifier and they shoot the qualifier and they send their scores back in and all that. But very similar to like a postal league. But then we've obviously had to sort of integrate that with a qualification process. And then so for this year we came out with a national leaderboard where if you shot any steel target PRS match and you were, or strong, if you shot any PRS match and you were a affiliate club, then your scores went on the leaderboard. And we've had, I think it was 10 affiliates last year. And then from there, we then invited the clubs to send some of their best shooters to 3 qualification matches we held this year. And then from there, we selected the team. And then the team went out in August. So we've had halfway through the season, we had the World Championships as well. So we've had to organise the qualification, run a national leaderboard, trying to get affiliates up and running and trying to get them motivated, but then also trying to get the team out to Italy and compete on the best footing they can. So it's been a really busy year for us with, and obviously we've got the centre fire as well running in the background with that because it's also a qualification year for centre fire this year. So it's been fairly full on this year. And hopefully it will be quieter next year. Hopefully.
And successful as well though, because like you say, those across those affiliate clubs, they were able to select their best shooters to send to the 3 selection events that we ran, the 3 selection finals for Italy. And they were great events, all 3 2-day matches that were run there. And the attendees at those matches were also topped off by shooters that may have shot an affiliate club but weren't selected by those affiliate clubs because maybe they weren't club members or something, but they were positioning highly on the national leaderboard, so they had an invite along to the selection finals as well. So I think it was considering tight timescales, it was a really round successful campaign, and the fact that we managed to send a full team out to Italy was just the endorsement of that really. And won't labour the point in terms of what a successful campaign we had in Italy, because people can go back and go listen to 5 other podcasts that we did for season 3 to understand just how well we did. But then following Italy, there was then a little bit of a build up to the final that was ran at the weekend. So should we talk a little bit about the format of the final, who attended, and how that went?
Yeah, so the idea was always to run a big match at the end of the year to try and sort of select who is really the best shooter, because obviously all these affiliates are sending in scores and then they go up to tabulate to an end result. So we've got the leaderboard and we've got first all the way to 180th person, but they're all shooting within their own little clubs. So I think the idea was always to get like everyone together and see who was truly the best. Fucking all in all on the line, winner takes all kind of match. And we had a really good selection of shooters. I mean, we had 35 shooters turn up on the day, and all the way from Andre, who's done I think he's done more matches this year than anybody else on the leaderboard. I think you attended like something ridiculous, like 10 matches. All the way down to people who shot their first PR22 match at was the finale, and we had a gentleman there who only got into it in November when we ran, or when we helped run the Bisley course. In fact, there's 2 shooters there, and they attended their first Set It Fire match a couple of months ago, and then they attended their first 2-2 match at the finale, which was brilliant to see. Which they've obviously got the bug, and hopefully we'll see lots more of them. So it's nice, and I wanted to design the course of fire around that as well. I didn't want it to be just ridiculously hard. I wanted everyone to say could enjoy it, and I think the bottom of the leaderboard got something like 28%, something like that, which isn't a massive amount, but for someone attending their first match, very respectable, very respectable. I thought that was well aimed match. I think.
Yeah, I think you hit your target there. I think it was a very cleanable match. I mean, obviously we had, except for the cold, decent weather as well for a change.
Yeah.
So that was quite good. But yes, I think you really hit, your target was achieved there, because the target sizes were reasonable. Some of them were, like I said, they weren't massive, but they weren't really, really tiny to make people, not be able to hit them. So yeah, no, it was good match. I really enjoyed it. I think most people that I spoke to really enjoyed it. So that was good.
Definitely, I will echo it. I mean, it was great to actually get out and be able to shoot a match for a change. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, despite catastrophic scope failure on stage 4, blanking that stage in work, and then having to, bless him, borrow Ben's rifle for the rest of the match that I'd never used before. But it was just great getting out. And it's a well-designed course of fire when I walk away from each stage going, I should have hit more. I should have hit more. I'm capable of hitting more. So yeah, hats off, Jack. It was a bloody good day.
And so at the finale, so we had, it wasn't just for the overall season winner, which was so you could drop one of your scores from the season and replace that finale score if you did better than your other 2 scores. But it was we also awarded prizes for the top in each division as well. So whoever shooter came top on the day in each division got a finale trophy, which is quite nice. So and every single division was represented there as well.
So we know Andre was the season winner overall. Who won the actual finale? What was the lead looking like there?
So Ben Wood won the actual finale with a score of 88 out of 92. I think it was 88.
Wow,
88 out of 92. He shot like an absolute monster on the day. Really, really good to see. So yeah, he won the top open shooter on the day, which well deserved. He's been shooting really well the last couple of years.
He really shot exceptionally well in Italy, and he's carried that form over into the finale as well. He shot really well. I think him and Ryan, both of them were shooting exceptionally well until we broke for lunch. I think Ryan had a couple of issues after lunch that got him out, but I think both of them, shot exceptionally well. But yeah, Ben's been on a as a steamroller since Italy. He's shooting exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I was spotted with him. Watching him shoot was impressive. Just the focus and everything. Yeah, it's. I think next year, mate, you're gonna have much more challenge for that season trophy.
No, I'm fully aware of that.
And was it Ben's partner Laura came top lady on the day?
Yeah, Ben's partner came top lady on the day, only just narrowly beating Ryan Charlton's wife, Annie, who I think it was 24-20, or it was only a couple points between them, which was quite good. And I think they were neck and neck most of the morning until I think there was one stage that differentiated them. So it was a very close match for most divisions. Yeah, absolutely. Second, top junior was
Ewan.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was Ewan or Noah. So it was Ewan Armstrong. Again, he was a new. His first match was the Italy World Championships, the first proper match, and he seems to have really caught the bug now. I think he's going to be skiing quite regularly. And then we had top military. No, we didn't have military because military's not our rimfire division.
We had the top care home resident, which was
top senior, which was Mark Twitty.
Yeah.
Mark Tweedy.
He always shoots well at pro shoot.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, he
always
does. Yeah,
shoots
yeah.
well at pro
Yeah.
shoot.
And of course, Benny Mac took top.
Oh yeah, factory. Yes.
Top factory, yeah.
Factory, sorry.
Which was another very. I mean, yeah, that was a particularly tight division, that one.
Yeah.
I
He shot really well as well, didn't he? He shot really
yeah,
well.
he
I
did.
think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great match. Sorry, I missed it. And we should give a shout out to Pro Shoot as well, because you know, as a venue for precision rifle, they always deliver for us, don't they? Whether it's centre fire or rim fire competitions.
I mean, they are extremely accommodating. Their ROs they're phenomenal, and what they have already achieved there, especially for the 2.2 range they're building, is I mean, it's already come on leaps and bounds, and hearing, you know, what Pro Shoot have planned for that place, it's going to be really, really exceptional. Yeah, including a covered firing point, hopefully, which is always nice in Wales in winter.
Yeah,
if they can get some patio heaters as well, that'd be wonderful. Bloody cold.
We could have done without Josh's match.
Oh, right.
Right. Yeah. All right. Okay. So look, I mean, fair to say, an absolutely, you know, successful season for 2.2 shooting in the UK, both domestically and on the international stage, and no reason why that shouldn't continue into 2024. Like somebody said, people are catching the bug now. So what's the plan for PR22 in 2024?
So I mean, what I would just on your point there. So our affiliates ran 30 matches last year of 2.2. So there were 30 2.2 matches last year,
Wow.
and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are already 3 or 4 matches planned this month already.
Yeah.
So we're well on track to be in that.
There'll be another one, mate. I just haven't sent you the date yet.
Well, yeah. So it's going to be a very busy year. If you're wanting to get into precision rifle this year, get into 2.2, because there are going to be matches all over the place every single week. So the plan going forward. So we've been in talks with the NRL in America for a little while. All down to Adam. I can't take any credit for that. He's done an amazing job there. But we've managed to secure the permission, the privilege of running the 2.2, the NRL 2.2 in the UK. So it's going to run very similar to last year, in that we will have our affiliates will run matches as they will and whenever they want. But the added bonus is we will send out a course of fire every month, which is the NRL course of fire. And they can shoot those 5 stages every month, and then they can send us the results, and we will list that on. We'll have a National Rifle League 2.2 of the UK leaderboard on our website, and that will be listed on there. Any matches they want to run outside of the NRL 2.2, so they can still run like their own courses of fire and their own matches. You know, because not every range has 100 yards. Not every range can use steel targets. So on the other ranges, we're still definitely going to be running the PR22. Send us in your scores, and there's going to be a separate leaderboard for that. So that'll be like an overall leaderboard for all PR precision rifle 2.2. So that'll include the NRL stuff, and then we'll have an NRL which will only ever have the NRL 2.2 results on. And then at the end of the year, there'll be a finale for the NRL 2.2. So it'll be an NRL 2.2 finale. Our qualification side will be run very similar to last year. Hopefully, I think the plan is at the minute to have 4 qualifications this year. Hopefully, we'll sort of spread them out a bit as well, because I know last year they were all. I mean, we had 2, but they were sort of all crammed quite close together. But this time there'll be a bit of a spread, hopefully, so they're all sort of spread out through the year, so everyone can sort of find time to get to them.
That's because last year the World Championships were in August, and we only had 6 months to get ready for it, to get the qualification. But this time we've got the full year to get qualification out of the way, because the finals won't be until the summer of 2025. So we've got that comfort this time.
And I think that's something that we just need to spend a bit of time on, isn't it? That we haven't finalised yet, is what the timings of the qualifications, because we need to make sure there's enough time for the affiliates to run enough matches and know who they want to invite to the qualification matches as well. And we're all be tied up with sending the full board team out in August as well. So there's a lot going on, but obviously we'll communicate that, won't we, as soon as we know. But
Yeah,
the
as soon as we know.
is just getting the affiliates shooting their matches and getting that the 2024 leaderboard up and running and going from there.
Yeah, and the intent as well is to spread it out not only throughout the year but throughout the country as well. So hopefully there'll be the 4 qualifiers won't just be in Wales or the Southwest. They'll hopefully be sort of dotted slightly more over the UK, which will allow everyone to.
Can you clarify something for the listeners? So when we talk about the NRL 22 course of fire and then separate courses of fire for PR22, it is the case that if a club it's not necessarily that they have to run separate matches, one for NRL 22 and one for the national leaderboard. You could have a course of fire on the day, 10 stages, 5 of them NRL 22, 5 of them whatever you want to devise. But so long as the 5 for NRL 22 are shot consistently across all the club, we'll have a robust leaderboard for NRL 22.
Yeah, and those 5. So if you shoot it for the NRL 22, it has to adhere to NRL 22 rules, which is they've got quite strict rules. So like no tripods, bags can't be attached. I believe you can only have 1 bag. In fact, I think I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's quite strict rulings on the NRL 22. So those 5 stages that you run, if they want it to be on the leaderboard, they have to be run by those rules. But yeah, absolutely, you could run the 5 NRL 22 in the morning, and then in the afternoon you just do 5 other stages or 4 other stages of whatever you want. Those 4 stages won't be for nothing. They will still go towards a leaderboard.
And that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. Monmouth is running the NRL plus an additional either 3 or 5 stages, depending on timing and numbers each time. So we'll be sticking scores in for both.
Yeah, and I think that brings quite a nice dynamic to it, because what you have for 5 stages in the morning that you can't use a tripod, you only can use 1 bag. And in the afternoon, you can do IPRF rules. You can run a tripod, run as many bags as you want, and all that. Which is what it will what it'll do for the shooters as well is that it will you're not going to be so focused on just being able to shoot with a tripod. It will train people to be able to shoot with really bitty basics, only 1 bag, off a variety of props. I know. I think we've got a bit of a reputation in on the world stage for loving a tripod, us Brits. But yeah, hopefully
there are too many jokes to follow that statement, mate.
Yeah.
Just pick it up on that point on the rules. There is a lot of work at the IPRF going on behind the scenes to homogenize them a lot more as well. So watch this space. Nothing's confirmed that. I know Christian's nodding because he's part of a lot of the same chat that I am. But watch this space. There should be some big announcements. But obviously, the IPRF are wanting to make sure that everything is consistent up until the Worlds in August, and then there'll be probably quite significant changes ahead for both.
And the great thing is we're going to know the rimfire team fairly early. Obviously, I don't know the date, but it will be before December. I'd like to think it'll be before December this year, which means they're going to have. Oh, light's gone off. Brilliant. They're going to have probably.
He's run out of money, is it?
I think the battery's just gone on the car. But potentially up to 8 months of practice. They'll know who they are. We can hopefully get some training days booked in for a whole team to practice as a team, which will be a really nice build up to 2025.
Yeah, excellent. I think that worked really well last year, didn't it?
Yes, yeah. And that's what we were trying to do with the Fire this year as well, because we now know that the names, or most of the names, we're still scratching our heads for a few names, but we know most of the names, so we're hopefully going to have a nice build up to 2024.
So we're still working through some of the finer details, aren't we, around what the season's going to look like for PR22. Will there be information going out to affiliates shortly?
Yeah, so the affiliates have already been emailed the first tranche of documentation. They've already have the new affiliate forms, a rough outline of what the qualification process is going to be, the rules for NRL, all that stuff, and the score submission templates as well, because there's different score submission templates for NR22 and PR22. So yeah, they should have a really good idea now of how it's going to run. And I've had some great feedback off the affiliates already.
Yeah, excellent. So if you're listening, get in touch with your local club, see if they're an affiliate and running the matches. You can also go to www.gbpra.co.uk to have a look at what matches are being shot around the country and for further information on the various leagues and so on.
Yeah, my inbox is full of new dates I need to publish on there, which will be so the website will be updated as soon as I return to civilization in the next, hopefully before this video goes out.
Right. I'll just remind everybody that we've all got day jobs, so just bear with us if we're, give us a chance to get the information out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, great. So that covers off 2-2. Now, the other exciting thing that we've got this year, 2024, is the second World Championships of Precision Rifle, being shot in September at Cameo Range, Colorado in the USA. And we finished in 2023 our qualification season for selection of Team Great Britain. So would somebody like to give us an update on where we're at with finalising those selections for Team GB?
Has anyone got the list in front of them?
Well, I've got the one that we spoke about the other day, maybe.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Obviously, there's just one more name to add on to that, which is your own. Yeah.
Don't forget.
Shall we start with Open Division? Let's talk about who will be the 6 shooters representing Great Britain in Open Division.
Okay, Open Division. We've got Josh Martin, and then Ryan Charlton, Ben Wood, Tom Rice, Adam Farwell, and our own Steve Shorter.
Well done, Steve.
Well done, Steve.
Breaking it.
Yeah, so that'll be the six competitors representing the Open Division. Factory on my list is Lawrence Barnes, Benny McElwain, yourself, Christian Westgarth, and I think we don't have a fourth.
No, we don't yet. We don't.
Okay.
That's one of the captains, unfortunately.
Juniors, I think we've only got 2, which is Noah, and then Lucas, your son, Lucas Westgarth.
Yeah.
Limited division will be Jamie. I cannot pronounce his surname, so he's going to have to. Kalija. Yeah. So yeah, Jamie Kalija is in limited division. Tolga is also there. Tolga Gordon. Andrew Sterling is limited division. And then myself as well, limited division. Mill, we've got Dan Owen, Rob Dudley, James Sewell, and Paul Calvert in military division. And seniors, I think the only confirmation we got is Duncan McElwain.
Yes, yeah, that's the only confirmation we've had yet.
Yeah, I hope I got all that clear. So,
yeah, and unfortunately, no ladies as of yet. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the.
Yeah, sorry, I think we've got a delay on the line now. Go on, Jack, you go.
I was going to say, unfortunately, because it's in America, it's a big process getting out there. Not only is it cost, but it's permits and it's flights and it's so we probably are going to struggle getting our 14 this year, which is unfortunate because I think we were only one of 2 other countries that had a full team in Italy. In fact, it might only been us and the US that had a full team. But unfortunately, it's looking not great for this year, which is a shame. But it's still very young. I mean, it's only the second World Championship. So hopefully, in a few years, we'll have a full team every single year. Yeah,
and that's why we always repeat the call to everybody, don't we? That if you're a lady shooter interested in precision rifle, a junior shooter, senior shooter. Interested in shooting precision rifle, get in touch, get involved, and you never know, you might find yourself suddenly accelerated into a Great Britain team shooting on the world stage, and what an amazing opportunity and experience that could be for somebody.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we've already said had Ewan and Heather Armstrong. Unfortunately, in Italy, we after our selection process, we were short of a junior and a lady. And Ewan and Heather emailed in and said they'd really want to be a part of it. They did a couple of club matches, and then their first real match was the World Championships, and they absolutely they did brilliantly, really amazingly for their first match. But also now they're going to every single match they can get to. You know, they've really caught the bug. So absolutely, if you think you might want to go, just send us an email. You know, briefly describe what experience you have in shooting, in case we're flooded with emails, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully we'll fill the teams, because we've got the spaces, and it would be a shame not to use it, not to send someone out.
Yeah, we'd love
So
to have
only
a
for
full
the ladies and juniors, yeah,
Ladies, juniors, and seniors, yeah,
and seniors. Okay,
yeah.
I just want to add a lot of the senior, well, not say a lot of the seniors, but I think one of our biggest obstacles at the moment, is, like you say, is the financial barrier and the traveling and that's needed for this match.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to chuck it out there that if there's anybody with some extra spare change in the back pocket that is looking to support Team GB, please feel free to contact Jack or Adam and have a chat with them.
You're our treasurer. Surely they should contact you.
But I am seeing that I'm on the team competing. I feel it's a bit rough for me to go with a begging bowl and asking, please help me. You know?
No, absolutely. It's
So
yeah. We were lucky. We were very lucky to get some amazing support last year from the shooting industry with our raffle. We raised I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but we raised an amazing amount of money last year.
Yeah.
And that really helped the team. We were able to give every single penny of that raffle and more was sent straight to the shooters to help them travel, because especially the juniors and some of the shooters just don't have very deep pockets, and for them it's a really big ask to travel out there, which is a shame, because they are representing the UK, and support. We'd like to help them as much as possible. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas for fundraising, please get in touch as well, because we can do things like advertising and we can do raffles, but if anyone has any ideas, please send us in, because we're all ears.
Excellent. Okay, so I mean, again, congratulations to everybody that's made the team for the World Championships in September. And if anybody's interested in filling up some of them final spaces that we do have, drop an email in. The email address is info@gbpra.co.uk. Right, it just occurred to me as we were talking, we should maybe mention about some of the immediate events that are on the horizon. So should we start with the training day with the NRA Bisley?
Yeah, I mean, there's a training day on the 11th, is it? On the 11th of February. So yeah, it seems like the NRA are really keen to accept precision rifle into the umbrella of activities that happens at Bisley, which is amazing. And I know from the emails I've had from the NRA, they're already fully booked, and I believe they've already got a waiting list as well, which is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
It's crazy,
and we'll be supporting them in every way we can to drive this forward.
I think there's one point to clarify, though, for a lot of the people that be watching and listening to this. The training day might not be for you. It is really designed for people looking to get into the sport. If you've been to a couple of matches, it's not an ideal training day for you, because it starts off classroom based. It really is foundation level, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that as a positive, that anyone watching or listening to this who's thinking about dipping their toe but doesn't really want to turn up to a match for the first time, this really is the ideal opportunity. Now, unfortunately, as Jack says, this one's fully booked, but they are oversubscribed. They're running a waiting list. The NRA are really taking to this, so there will be more dates in the diary to keep an eye out on, because say if you're thinking about dipping your toe, classroom practice before going out and sticking some rounds downrange in a much more controlled environment than just rocking up at your first match, with one-to-one tuition, etc. So it really is a good way to get started.
This isn't a practice. It's not practice. It's training. It's being trained. It's being taught. Everything you need to know to get started. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was a good point to raise.
Jack, in 2023, you did a hell of a lot of match directing. It's fair to say, not so much shooting. And there was an NRA match in November. Wasn't a qualification match, but it was a highly competitive match that had a lot of the top shooters attending from across the country, and a very good turnout as well. And you were MD then, and Adam, you supported also, and whatnot at that match. Now, fair to say that was a great match, absolutely fantastic. We all love a Jack Crawford course of fire, but also just the NRA have got a fan. Adam's not so sure, but the NRA have got a fantastic setup down there now. Shooting on Stickle down out to, what was the furthest target distance? It was about 800 meters.
I believe so. On the day it was 800 and something meters. Yeah.
And a really good setup. Although it's a flat range, it also means that there's not much walking about between stages. Everything's right there. All the competitors together. We had some delays because of fog being bogged in and so on, but really good ROs, know what they're doing. Really supported with keeping things moving on the day. So a fantastic match, and there's another match coming up from the NRA in early March, I think it is. So do we know who's match directing for that match in March?
I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. I'm not sure it's been confirmed.
We had an email from them today, Jack. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I've not had the chance. Sorry.
Yeah. So we've had an email from them today on that, Christian. And what the NRA are looking to do, which I think is absolutely the right thing to do, is build up their own competence with our support so that they can run with it themselves, which is fantastic. So the impression that I get is they're looking at kind of doing a joint, is that they'll have someone doing it, but with our support. I'm hoping to actually shoot it, but we'll have that discussion when it gets to it. But they're training up their ROs. They've started running member days as well, because they've got permanent or semi-permanent setup there as well, where member groups can book it. They've sold out now until the summer already, showing how well it's taken off there. So I think the future's bright.
One of the biggest challenges over the years for our sport has been having enough people to actually organise and run matches and enable the shooters to shoot instead of the shooters having to run the matches. So it's great to hear that the NRA are taking on board knowledge and expertise from the community so that they can then actually contribute to the running of matches themselves. That's a great development. I think the match is on the 3rd of March, isn't it?
Yes,
absolutely. I don't think there's anyone in this call currently who is overjoyed at the thought of running matches. We're all shooters. We want to shoot, but I like giving back as well. And this year's been a good year because I've not been able to compete myself. But I'll be very happy when someone else steps up and it does all the match directing for me. That's for sure. Yeah.
Before the match on the 3rd of March at Bisley with the NRA, there's the small matter of the first PRS UK match of the season. I think 17th and 18th of February, if I've got my dates right.
Yeah, 17th of Feb.
17th of Feb, yeah. So again, encourage everybody to get over to the PRS UK website if they're thinking about booking on for that match. It's a 2-day match. It's usually 8 stages each day. 90 rounds, I think they do, don't they? 90 rounds there or thereabouts each day. So
around about,
it's a real event. It's a real good weekend away. So again, I'd encourage everybody to get involved in that match. And I think then there'll be another 5 PRS UK matches spread out throughout the year, pretty much one every other month. And one of those will actually be a European
PRS series.
The PRS UK came and dropped at the weekend as well. Looking at the work that they've done there and the new stuff that they've brought down, it looks like it's going to be a bloody good year for them.
Yeah, and all the dates are on the on our website as well as on their own. So, yeah.
I think while you guys were shooting the finale, the PR22 finale, I think Andy, Trez, and James were there messing about with work, getting ready for the season. Yeah,
getting all the targets changed and doing a bit of a refurb, getting it ready. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So yeah, it's shaping up to be another exciting year, I think.
Strength to strength. Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, that's everything that I had on my list. Is there anything else that anybody would like to talk about before we wrap up?
No, don't think so.
No. No, it's just a big welcome to everybody else that's joined the PRA, Precision Rifle family in 2023. Looking forward to meeting the new people that join us this year. And that's about it. Hopefully they like Jack said, the bug will bite them and they will enjoy the sport as much as we do. So that's all we can try. And like I said, hopefully there's people with a bit more clout out there that can help us grow the sport. And everybody's welcome. So feel free to get in touch.
Everybody is always welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think Andre, I think our personal membership at the moment, Steve will confirm for me, but I think it's knocking on for about 200 personal members, which is a really strong membership. And when we look at all of the associated memberships through our affiliate clubs, that community is really quite significant right now. As a sport that's growing in the UK, it's really accelerating, and I would predict about to take another step change forward as well as a lot of the air rifle crowd start to get into precision air rifle shooting, sub £12, air rifle shooting. Remind me of what the league's called. I think they've got about 10 dates this year.
Air Rifle League, I think it's called. I think it's called the ARL, Air Rifle League.
ARL GB.
Yeah. I mean, I could see a lot of the air rifle guys getting into that sport through air rifles and then having a look at firearms.
Yeah. In all honesty, their setup seems to be really well done. I mean, I've not personally experienced it, but from what I could see on social media, and that the guys that are doing it have done an exceptional job in building a brand so far, so to speak. And and it looks like they're putting in a lot of effort. So
they did a lot of work. I spoke to a couple of them in the build up to it when they were finding their feet, and they very much had their head on their shoulders, very switched on, knew what they were doing, how to go about it. So I have no doubt they'll make a massive success of it. No doubt at all.
Great discipline, isn't it, for precision rifle?
Yeah. Yep.
I think the thing that showed it to me, Christian, just on your point, was I ran just a small training session at the club on last Wednesday before Saturday. And normally I kind of get the usual kind of 3 or 4 suspects turn up that are local and members of my club. We had 18 people.
Wow.
And a couple of people just coming along to have a look to see what it's all about and saying that they're going to come next time and take part. So I think that's just a sign of things to come.
There's only the second ever 2-2 match being run at Derwent Valley, just outside of York, who are one of our prospects for affiliation. I think it's our other affiliate Lodge that are actually running that match for them. And I think they're already looking at over 20 shooters for Saturday. I'm going along to shoot that match as well. It's just great, just everywhere you're looking. Jack, you said it earlier, everywhere you look, there's just a match popping up. It's great.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, this might be the first time I've kept a podcast under an hour.
I was just going to deal with some boring quickly at the end. Is of course we'll be having our AGM in a few months. I know we've nailed down a tentative date, but we need to finalize it. So again, for the members, keep an eye out for that in your inbox in due course. And again, as part of that, as ever, we'll be seeking feedback from everyone, comments, suggestions. It's going forward. So watch this.
And there'll be a turnover of positions on the committee as well. So media officer, my role is up for election. Vice chairman Simon Armstrong's role is up for election. Who else's role is up for election this turn around? Steve, is it membership secretary?
Possibly.
Yeah,
would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Who wants him? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the message would be from the committee that if you're interested in supporting the sport in the UK at the organisational level, consider joining the GBPRA Executive Committee in one of those roles. It's I say from experience that it's very fulfilling and rewarding.
But I think beyond that, even if you want to get involved but not join the ExCo, get in touch.
Yeah,
we can always do with a hand.
Yeah, there's plenty of things we can do. Yeah, plenty of jobs we can find for people.
Right, great. Let's wrap it up then. So Steve, Andre, Jack, Adam, thank you for joining me tonight on Shoot Ready, the GBPRA podcast. It's been a good show, hopefully very informative for our listeners and watchers. And hopefully we'll be back together for another one very shortly. So good night and thank you.
Cheers all.
Cheers. Thank you very much.